This here is a nasty song. You like it when I pull up with no panties down. So let me put that down. I said let me put the down. Said, this here is a nasty song. You like it when I pull up with no panties down. So let me put that down. I said let me put that. Hold up. You like when I pull up? It's like, nah. What to do with it, Josh girl? Black. AKA so maybe. AKA. You know, tuning in So Talk TV. We're going to be talking about how reinventing yourself makes time for play. And, you know, of course I'm fine because, you know, a lot of the stuff I talk about is somehow, some way, I'm always able to add certain elements that I like about life. You know, sex, art, God. And because it's like, life is meant to be enjoyed. And imagine going through your whole life always like serious, like you don't play. Like you have to make time for play. And play doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, don't take your priority serious, like paying your bills and surviving. No, play means giving yourself a chance to learn something new, to discover a new side of yourself. And honestly, that's why a lot of adults get depressed. That's why people hate adulting, because you're not, yes, of course we all have to survive, but you need to find that part of yourself where you can be yourself and relax and cultivate that side of yourself that you always had, but you didn't know how to let express in a healthy way. And from tapping into that side of yourself, you know, life starts to speak to you in its own way, and life has more meaning. And that's why adults love Halloween, and especially women, because it gives you an excuse to dress, you know, scantily clad, even though people already do that a lot now. But, you know, people that don't always do that, you know, it's a good excuse to like dress up and be happy. And, you know, having your outlet for play and self-discovery in that way, it also helps you, you know, cope with life better. And just, I know people like, oh, you need to be grateful. Well, it's hard to be grateful when you don't have something that makes you happy, like on your own. So that's why we're going to be talking about reinventing yourself. We all have a phase in life where you may be bored with life, or you feel stagnant, or you're just having a midlife crisis. And I feel the solution to those phases is reinventing yourself. Because usually when things like that happen, somehow, some way, you have some type of abrupt ending, or, you know, the signs are usually on the wall. The writing is usually on the wall. And I feel like you're never too old for anything. You're never too old to do anything. It's just that whatever you're doing, you need to be evolving with whatever that is. You need to be upping the status. You need to be updating it. Because you know what they say, if you're not evolving, you're dead. Because there are some things that you're too old to be, and you are definitely too old to be shy. Because it's like, how the f gonna get what you want if nobody knows about it? And it's like, you're just too old to be afraid of what you want. And the ultimate power as people that we have is changing the way people see us. You know, humans are naturally gullible to appearances, and by you changing the way people see you, it just gives you more power. You're giving yourself the power to be the director and the narrator of your life. Because whatever you show people is who they think you are. And the power in reinventing yourself is understanding the true meaning of detachment. Because when you understand and embrace detachment, it gives you room to embrace the change. Because when you become too attached to an identity, you set yourself up for failure when people disappoint you and show you the true nature of who they are. And you never really know someone until they show you their dark side. And society is always trying to hide that from us for social reasons. And really, to me, detachment is really about getting with the times and accepting the changes, accepting the circumstances when they change. Because when you learn how to detach from in a healthy way, because detachment feels like no feelings, but detachment is just really letting things, come and go as they may in a certain way. And when you accept detachment, you're able to love without fear. You're able to age with grace. And when you accept detachment, it allows you to not let people make you bitter. Because if you're someone who doesn't know how to accept to change with the circumstance, you're going to play yourself because, people who don't know how to get with the times, society makes fun of people like that because you look like you're really holding on to something, and you're going to look like an ancient old fossil of the past, still trying to hold on to a moment that's long gone. So reinventing yourself is also healthy because it keeps your mind fresh. And I feel like one of the most easiest way to start that reinvention process is through fashion. Wear what makes you comfortable, but don't be afraid to switch it up every now and again. Because, that's why when people switch it up, and coming from someone who doesn't really dress up like that, they're like, oh, you clean up nice, it makes people like look at you differently. It changes how people see you. Don't be afraid to throw some color in there, change your hair. Like, I love giving on new looks. And, that's one of the reasons why I like doing YouTube, because it's like, oh, what can I wear? Because, eventually, like, as you get older, certain priorities, you may not go out as much, but, doing this makes me feel like, oh, I'm gonna change my hair this way or do that, or like today I feel like a little schoolgirl because I got on my plaid. Throw some color in there, like change your hair, throw some eye contacts in there every now and again, different colors. And there's something about 90s fashion that is always gonna be trendy, but at the same time, you don't want to look like you're stuck in a time warp, because eventually it's like, oh yeah, you dress like you're from the 90s, but you're always dressing like you're from the 90s. So yeah, don't be afraid to, like, if you feel like you're more of a tomboy, like just try like showing a little cleavage. I don't know, like, I don't know. That's just the type of girl that I am. I'm definitely a girly girl when it comes to fashion. And yeah, throw some color in there. If you're always wearing curly hair, straighten your hair, try something new. Like even makeup can really make you feel different about yourself. When I wear makeup, it just makes me feel more official. It makes me feel more colorful because you can put your eyeshadow on or different lip colors too. So yeah, straighten your hair, cut your hair, grow your hair out, braids, it's so many things that you can do to play with your look to make you feel refreshed. You just want to be updating yourself, just like an iPhone has to update itself every month. So yeah, another way that you should be reinventing yourself is in the dating world. The dating world is a darker place than what it looks like. And a lot of us like to complain about how things used to be, but we have to just accept that this is a different environment. And, we have to change as times are changing. Still have certain standards that you would have for yourself, just being a feminine woman to attract a masculine man. But, just so that you don't get too lost in the sauce of trend. But don't be afraid to date different types of people, even outside of your race, because as the suppressed feminine energy continues to rise, a lot of men want you to pursue them. And as a woman, if you start pursuing a man, that's gonna be the rhythm of that relationship. So it's like you gotta hold on to certain standards for, the dynamic of the type of relationship that you want. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you go dating outside your race or go to the LGBT community, you still want to be able to see what you're doing wrong in relationships and adjust and change, and not try to find ways to rationalize out how to not change, and also be updating how you see other people, because it's just like your parents, because they've raised you and they've seen you grow, and all they can see you is as that child, and you're just not a baby anymore. And we do that with each other as adults, you know. We think that people are going to say the same and they don't, and that's how you get played. And as we grow older, we get stuck in our ways, you know. We hang out with the same people, go to the same places, eat the same food, you know, and you want to intentionally challenge yourself to try something new. And reinventing yourself is fun, you know. It gives whoever you're seeing at the time and people around you something fun and new to experience because it's a new version of you. And even celebrities, that's how they stay relevant. If they're not reinventing themselves, you know, no one's really talking about them. I'm not blogging about them. Paparazzi ain't following them around, and you know, no more haters to hate on them, you know. And once you lose your haters, you know you fell off. So you got to keep some haters so that you know that you're evolving. And just having haters in general lets you know that you're being yourself. So don't be ashamed to be inspired. You know, reinventing yourself is a breath of fresh air, and a breath of fresh air to everyone around you, and it boosts your confidence because you know you can pull off different looks, and you prove to yourself that you're not afraid of certain things. And you know, changing your look can change your mood. You know, when you look a certain way, you act a certain way. When you look better, you act better. And you know, the beauty of reinventing yourself is you can be whoever you want to be. You can change to whoever you want to be physically, and even the way you act. You know, if you dress more darker or you wear leather, you're going to feel more sexy. So yeah. And you can use the environment for extra help to boost your personality, like the ambiance of the room. You know, it's dark outside and you walk into this dark, sultry place and they got live jazz playing, and you're the beautiful girl in the burgundy or the red, or the one who has on those leather thigh-high boots. You sit down and order a cocktail with your eyebrows arched, looking to see where the night takes her. What's the ambiance of the room? You know, the environment supports it, so it's gonna bring that out of you. Or you can use the atmosphere to be more energetic and bubbly because it's daytime and you see people going for a jog and they're bright colors. It's like, hey, how the are ya? You know? Yeah, use the energy of the atmosphere. It's like being in a movie. You know, life is a movie. This is your stage. The ambiance, the atmosphere is your stage to bring out your character that you want to be at that time. And you have to be in character with the ambiance, because it's like if you're in a dark, sultry place and a guy walks over to this beautiful woman and she's like, hey, how are ya? You know, like it's going to be like the wrong movie scene. That's why it's good to practice seductive skills, because it's fun and you get to experience different versions of yourself, you know, just through reinventing yourself. Because everyone loves to be seduced. Everyone longs to give up mental control, to be taken to a place that they don't know where they're going, but they can't resist. And be pulled in so deep that there's nothing left to do. There's nowhere else to turn. Just surrender. Just come. That's fantasy. That's seduction. You're seducing him with being very present and using your sexy voice and using your body language. Because, you know, men, they like to watch your body reposition, you know? And these days, men, they don't get the baby voice anymore. They don't get the sexy voice. They usually hear extra loud women calling them bro, or, you know, for older guys, they have ladies that have deeper voices, and they got the snorkel's voice now, and they sound like, did you take the trash out? You want some coleslaw, baby? Like, they don't hear that stuff no more. You know, and for someone to be that daring and open, it gives someone something to remember. Because there's nothing wrong with being happy to see your man and being energetic, you know? Because a lot of times, we like to play it coy and act like we don't have feelings and stuff. It's nothing wrong with being happy to see someone and letting it show, because your energy transfers. It's a big difference between, oh, hey, babe, how was your day? Yeah, how was work? Oh, that's cool. Ready to go out to eat? Versus he come through the door. Daddy, Is that you? You know, honestly, that's just the kind of girl that I am. When I really like, when I'm locked in, that's just what it is. Like, you know, because even that's just enough without making like, oh, hey, baby, da, da, da. Happy to see you, happy to see each other. Oh my God, hey, baby, da, da, da. How was your day? I want to show you something. Grab him by the hand and pull him like a child. That's why it's fun to practice different sides of yourself, because you never know. You may come across men who may like more dominant women, and you got to make him do something. Like, you got to be like, hey, come here. Let's take a seat. Put your foot in his lap. Where's my shoe? You like it? You like my shoe? Kiss it. Go get me a drink. I don't want sugar on the rim. And if you don't come back with sugar on the rim, I'm gonna spank you later. Okay. Why'd you bring me sugar on the rim? I said so. You said sure. No, get on your knees. I mean, twist his nipples. No, and that's just what makes reinventing yourself fun. You get to tap into different sides of who you are, and people get pleasure from it at the same time. So, yeah. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Which version are you? Are you the dominatrix? Are you a seductress? Are you a daddy's girl? I don't know. Whatever, you know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at it's like pop. So talk to me on my backup page. We'll be back tomorrow with the self-love video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at it's like pop. So talk to me on my backup page. We're gonna do this video. I'm out.